champion of the world has arrived. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's your brother Hazik from Muslim Peer Services. Just wanted to come with a short video to answer a few questions. I get a lot of these questions, especially on addiction. And the one that seems to pop up the most is, what do you do when a family member is on drugs, alcohol, and be clear, alcohol is a drug? What do you do to help that person when that person does not want to help themselves? My answer to that, if they are Muslim, I would tell you, make a lot of dua. Non-Muslim, tell you to pray for your people. In any situation, you cannot want a person's recovery more than they want it. You cannot force someone need a rehab or get into a rehab situation or a detox. You cannot force them to do that. That person has to be willing and want to be able and want to get into a situation like that, where they want to get better, where they want to recover, where they want to get closer to Allah, where they want to rectify their situation. There's no way possible that another man or another person can will it or wish it for them. Now, we understand that Allah is a changer of hearts. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change their heart so that they will come to this conclusion that they need help and they want help. But under no circumstances can we enable, meaning if they're asking you for funds, if they're asking you to drive them to and fro, don't get into the mistake that a lot of us make. We'll say, well, at least I know they're doing the drugs in my house, or at least I know where they are, well, at least I know where they're getting the drugs from. I'm giving them only this amount of money, so I know how much drugs they can get. When you get into that cycle, understand you are not helping, you are harming. You need to give tough love, with tough understanding. Meaning that you have to be available for that person as well. But the way that you show up for that person is you just remind them of their obligation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you remind them of their obligation to their family, to their mothers, to their fathers, to their children, to their siblings, and you remind them of all of these different beautiful things that they have and that they're missing out on, or that no one wants to be around them because of, the things in which they're doing to themselves. Typically, I would say, unless it's a severe mental health issue, I would just suggest not giving any money, not giving any funds. Make plenty of dua for the person. Make sure the person knows that you're there for them when they're ready, when they're ready for recovery. Remind them of those things that, they may have liked in the past. Some of their strengths. Don't only point out their weaknesses and the stuff that they're going through. They know what they're going through. Try to also include them in things as much as you can. Sometimes if a person gets to that point where they're stealing, obviously you don't want that person in your house or leaving them alone and things of that nature. But just be mindful that really and truly, all hope is not lost. But if you are a family member dealing with a person who is dealing with some kind of addiction, my advice to you is, like I said, make plenty of dua. My advice to you is to not enable. And my advice to you is just remind the person of all of the good things. Remind them of Allah. Remind them, that there are places and there are people in their corner and that they're not alone. The worst thing you can do is shun a person to the point where they feel like they have nowhere to go, so they just get that, what they call the efforts. I don't even care anymore because nobody cares about me, So that's my advice for today. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for watching our video. Please subscribe, like, and share at Muslim Peer Services. Assalamu alaikum.